And as we said, we've got a dual header today, and we're switching gears to Botanix Pharmaceuticals. There's still that medtech, isn't there? It's revealed its acquisition of a dermatology asset. It says it cements its credentials as a global leader in the development of dermatology products. Now, it has a long medical name. I'll give it a go in a minute, but it's being used to treat excessive sweating. To tell us more is Executive Chair Vince Ippolito. Vince, I'm going to have a go at this breakthrough technology here. Sofpironium Bromide, how was that?
No sweat, you got it right on the first try.
So run through what does this mean? What does it mean for patients, and what does it mean for the business?
Well, Botanix acquired from Brickell Sofpironium Bromide, and it's currently being prepared for FDA approval filing here in the back half of the year. So if approved by the FDA, Sofpironium Bromide will be the first and only treatment as a new chemical entity for the treatment of axillary hyperhidrosis, which is a condition of excessive sweating under the arm.
Now, this isn't just a nervous sweat, is it? This is an actual medical condition.
Yeah. I mean, sweat plays a vital part of health, and we're all familiar with sweat when we exercise or there's temperature changes, but people who suffer from hyperhidrosis are not necessarily triggered by these environmental factors. It is the nerve endings that is communicating to the sweat gland to overproduce sweat. And it is a huge population of people who suffer from this disease. There's more than 15 million people in the US alone that suffer from hyperhidrosis. And it's a big prescription market. It's currently at $1.6 billion today, projected to grow to $2.8 billion by 2030.
So from here on in, what does the FDA need to see? Of course, any small cap that has FDA approval certainly gets investors' attention.
Yeah. So it's really what attracted us to this asset and this acquisition, because the data speaks for itself. So we're at the stage right now that we're preparing for the filing and approval with the agency. So the company we acquired this for, Brickell Biotech, has had lots of communications with the FDA all along the way of the development of this asset. They've discussed the co-primaries, the secondary endpoints, but the beauty of this product is that in the phase 3 trial, which was more than 700 patients, it met all its co-primaries and all of its secondary endpoints, and they were statistically significant in achieving all of those outcomes. So first and foremost, we have a robust efficacy data set that we're presenting to the agency, but even more importantly, because of the FDA's concern about safety, in the 6-week trial, the drug was well tolerated, and in the 52-week follow-up safety trial with more than 300 patients, we saw similar safety results.
It sounds like improving the quality of life for sure. So what's the next milestone? Does Botanix have other irons in the fire? My previous guest was 3 years in the making for one of his breakthroughs. What else have you got cooking there, Vince?
Yeah, we could spend a whole nother series here or episode just talking about the rest of our clinical pipeline right now. So currently today in our pipeline, we've got dermatology assets in acne, rosacea, and atopic dermatitis. We're about to kick off an anti-infective program that just parenthetically received QIDP, or Qualified Infectious Disease designation, from the FDA, which heightens the interaction and importance of this clinical program. So what does it mean for our shareholders? Well, we are greatly accelerating our time to commercialization and revenue generation by launching, if approved, Sofpironium Bromide first in the marketplace. But if these other assets are clinical successes and approvals, well, we could see assets launching into the marketplace every 24 to 36 months to follow. It is the envy of any dermatology company to have not only a phase 3 product going to the FDA for approval, but a rich pipeline to follow.
So that sounds like a great future ahead. What challenges do you see there, Vince? Could a competitor get there first?
Yeah, so one of the beauties of this marketplace, if you suffer from the disease, there is not a lot of great choices. As I mentioned, this will be the first and only new chemical entity approved for axillary hyperhidrosis. And so if you're a sufferer, you may go to the topical antiperspirants or clinical strength antiperspirants, which contain aluminum chloride, which could be associated with burning and stinging of the skin, but they're readily available. As you progress with this disease, you're going to go to some of the older or reformulated agents that patients suffer from the anticholinergic effects of those, such as blurred vision, urinary retention, dizziness. Or you can go to the extremes, which are going to be Botox injections under the armpits. Most people don't like needles in their armpits, or surgical procedures in which they sever the nerve. So not a lot of great options for patients today. So you can see the unique opportunity that the company's in by launching a new chemical entity for sufferers of this disease.
I'm not sure if this is a relevant question, but like medical care is so expensive in the US. Is it an expensive product? Will it be available for your average person?
Yeah. So one of the beauties of the marketplace in the United States, again, there's over 15 million sufferers in the United States, is that the payers reimburse for hyperhidrosis today for the disease. So we're going to be entering a marketplace in which reimbursements can be achieved for patients who suffer from this disease.
All right, well, we'd love to hear what's coming up next. As you say, there's a few rolling announcements coming. Can you give us a sneak peek what's coming up in the next few months?
Yeah, there's lots of clinical milestones in the pipeline. Our rosacea study, our atopic dermatitis study, we're just finishing enrollments with those two studies. So we should have clinical readouts in the back half of the year. As I mentioned, our anti-infective program is about to kick off here. So big news with that program that received QIDP. And then lots of milestones with Sofpironium Bromide because of the interactions we'll have with the agency at the Day 74 letter, the mid-cycle review. Lots of news coming from Botanix. So pretty exciting time over the next 12 to 18 months.